They say the strongest lies aren't shouted, they're whispered with confidence. On that day, Katrina Layton claimed she barely knew Shannon Graves, that they weren't close, that she had no reason to care. But then came a question by the detective that shattered this illusion.
How'd she know who you were?
That subtle contradiction exposed everything and is a reflection of the cognitive dissonance theory, which states that the psychological discomfort erupts when a person holds two conflicting beliefs. Katrina claimed distance, but her knowledge betrayed intimacy. And once that crack formed, the rest of her story began to crumble under its own weight.
I'm thinking Anthony may have cleared the way to get you back just by getting rid of her, and then he still got all her shit.
But the real question is, who is Katrina Layton? What happened in the summer of 2017? And how did detectives use psychology to trap her in her own lies?
I truly apologize for everything that I was involved in, anything.
Welcome back to my channel. I don't have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. On a warm summer day in Youngstown, Ohio, in June 2017, 28-year-old Shannon Graves vanished without a trace. The weather was typical for early summer, humid and still, with no clue of the storm that was about to unfold. Shannon, a vibrant woman, had been living with her boyfriend, Arturo Novoa, when she suddenly stopped responding to friends and family. Weeks passed, and suspicion grew. Novoa had rekindled his relationship with ex-girlfriend Katrina Layton, who moved into Shannon's home, drove her car, cared for her dog, and even used her Snap card. As suspicion grew, police arrested both Novoa and Katrina to interrogate. But today we will just focus on the psychological aspects of Katrina's interrogation.
So listen, well, I got you here. One of the reasons you've been knocking my doors down there.
Oh, right.
Is because we're looking for Shannon.
Oh, yeah, I've heard something about that. I haven't really been following it all too closely and all like that, just because, I mean, for the simple fact that me and Anthony were together for about 7 years. And then, you know, we just needed a break. We split up for a little bit. They were together for a very short period of time. We started talking. We got back together. So, I mean.
When did you get back? Yep.
Oh, God. We started talking again. Give me a second. I know they were together for like 4 or 5 months before we started talking again. So, I think we have to. I'm just trying to think of dates. I know it was 2016, like maybe towards the end of the year. I don't really exactly know what month they got together, like actually started dating. You know what I mean?
That was when you got back with him.
Oh, okay. I mean, just recently, because it had to have been about track. Honestly, I wouldn't even give a track. Let me think. Just before Christmas? I'm trying to think when I actually moved back here with them. That's why. I think it was like the beginning of February. We actually kind of started just.
Rather than challenging her story, the detective lets Katrina ramble about dates and relationships, observing contradictions as they arise. People lie less efficiently over long timelines. By having herself narrate, she's more likely to stumble into inconsistencies.
But got back together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think so. I'm just trying to think because, yeah, I know she was already moved out when I moved back in because, you know, we're not going to be in a house together, obviously.
It happens, and I wouldn't think so.
No, not at all.
We've had that.
No.
So when you got back with Anthony, she's already gone.
Oh, yeah, she was.
You have any idea when that was? We're trying to find her, and we're
trying to
narrow down timelines so we can keep running into people that, it's been a couple months. So it's kind of blurred together.
Yeah, I mean, see, the problem was I just really wasn't paying attention, but it kind of been like January, beginning February, somewhere around there, I would say.
Were you seeing him before you moved down?
Yeah. You're already kind of talking.
Okay.
We're already trying to kind of working things out. I mean, you got to realize we've been doing this for 7 years.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just not hit 8 years.
You guys don't have kids, but you.
No,
maybe
but
you have a lot.
he helps take care of mine.
Okay.
He helped raise mine.
See, before you went down with one bed or.
Yeah, we were talking.
Was he still seeing her at that time?
They were together, but not really. It was just kind of, they were each doing their own thing.
Listen, I talked to Anthony about it. He said this thing with her wasn't, in his opinion, it wasn't a serious thing.
The detective doesn't accuse Katrina of murder. Instead, he treats her more like a misled woman caught in something bigger, letting her believe that tampering, not killing, is the real focus. This reduces psychological threat and guilt. It encourages Katrina to talk more openly, thinking the stakes are lower than they actually are.
Happens on her.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it happened.
She was a dancer, and for him,
He was a stripper.
for him, that was.
I'm
For him-
sorry, I don't agree with that lifestyle, but
Well, I mean, for him, he just said, look, this was just kind of like a fun thing.
basically what happened is when we got together, it was just this thing where it just grew into something, you know? And he went from having no kids to having all this responsibility, you know, watching the kids learn words, stuff like that. So, I mean, after a while, dad has no kids. It's overwhelming, you know?
Yeah.
So we kind of split up because he felt real, like, you know, just confined to trip. Yeah. I was always, you know, yelling about the house being clean and, you know, stuff like that. I was doing 20 light things at once, you know.
Overnight family for him. It
Huh?
was like an overnight family for him.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was like, it was just one of those things and we needed a break, you know.
I got you.
And she was just fun at the time. She had no kids, you know, stuff like that. You get
She was no responsibility.
right. They, you know, you could just get up and go and, you know.
So he was seeing her when you do that? Or?
Well, we had split up. They got together. And I think they were together like 4 or 5 months before we started talking again.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. At the time when we started talking again, it was just kind of like talking. We were just kind of trying to fix everything. You know, we weren't even really sure if we were going to get back together.
Well,
But it just kind of,
what was she like?
yeah.
She,
You want my honest opinion?
well, that's what I'm asking.
She was trouble, in my opinion.
Okay.
I feel like she just didn't care about other people.
Seemingly harmless questions, like, when did you get back together? Or what was she like? Subtly expose inconsistencies in Katrina's statements. The suspect expects obvious confrontation. These casual probes dismantle her mental model, catching her off guard.
Or their well-being because of the fact that, like, for instance, with me, I have my car. You know what I mean? I know Anthony doesn't have a license, so therefore I don't let him drive my car.
Yeah.
But because, you know, she danced all night, obviously, like the strippers do, well, you know, then she slept all day.
Well,
So therefore, he got to take her car and just get all her errands done, fix the car, do the grocery shopping, go here, go there. Basically, he was like her chauffeur. That's my opinion. And
so she let him drive her car.
basically, it was like an even exchange. She let him drive her car in exchange for, you know, just her being able to sleep all day.
Wow.
You know, so he basically got to
So he did all this great.
all the running around, take the dog out, you know, all the work around the house, the cleaning, the cooking, you know. She was just kind of there, went to work.
When's the last time you saw her?
Me personally, it's been a very long time because of the fact that, you know, obviously we're not going to be around each other.
Yeah.
So
Well, this year, have you seen her?
no, oh no, I haven't seen her. I'll be honest with you. There was a time where they had went over to like Campbell to a friend's apartment, and she was there with him. And me and her got into a little, you know, yelling match because, you know, I'm trying to talk to him and she's like all in the face and stuff. And that's probably the last time I saw her. No, it was sometime in 2016.
Well, lots of them because she never was.
She, from what she told her ex-boyfriend, and God only knows how many other people, she only slept with him to make me mad. And he had told me that in,
Well, that was from one out.
well, and I guess it originally started like that. I don't know exactly what it turned into for her, but it didn't seem to be much, you know what I
Well,
mean?
did she know who you were? Did you?
Oh, yeah, she did. She did.
Don't you know who you were?
Because they were staying, well, let me rephrase that. He was staying at a house over on his friend Klein's house.
Yeah.
And, you know, he had moved in there when me and him were having problems, you know, trying to space it out a little bit. And her boyfriend, fiance, brother, you think that her fiance at the time was in jail.
Wow.
She moved in there strictly because he wanted her to stay there while he was locked up.
Okay.
This is what I've been told.
Okay.
The detective allows Katrina to express her emotions about Shannon, inviting her to talk about jealousy, resentment, and personal judgments. The more emotion the suspect shows, the more it reveals hidden motives. Resentment and disdain toward the victim can contradict an innocent stance.
So therefore, she was living there, he was living there, and there was a bunch of times, you know, I'd go over and she'd just be around, and she would be down there, and she'd be in his face, and I kind of started like, you know, looking away.
So it's fiance you're talking about, it's John.
Yeah,
Well, John half wanted her to stay here, so
she'd start to
right. But Anthony was there.
Yeah.
So that's how they met.
yeah,
So she knew you from you just ahead.
I was over there all the time.
And then it's not more than the fish out.
Yeah, she knew I was there. Like, she knew why I was there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I was there only for him. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I knew everybody in the house, but, you know, for the
Have you
most
talked to
part,
John? John's been kind of conducting his own investigation.
I noticed.
Have you talked?
He sent me a message on Facebook a while back ago. I guess when he first found out. I told him, I said, I really didn't know anything, so I haven't seen her since God knows when, you know.
Yeah.
Like, while they were starting to mess around and stuff. I didn't make it a point to, you know, run into contact with her. You know, if you can understand that.
Did he talk to you about it? Or?
A little bit. He just asked, I told him, I said, man, you're typing too fast, you know? He was taking a raid, like, it's coming all at once. He goes, said my name came up, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I haven't seen or heard from her or tried to since back around Christmas. I said, I don't know either, honestly. I haven't heard from him come up in quite a while, because me and him don't talk about her. He knows, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about somebody he messed around with. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm cool on that. You know, we're fixing what we're doing, then whatever, it's fine, you know? He was like, okay, sorry about it so late. I had to ask. And I told him, this is one of the rumors I did hear. I said, I do know she left Anthony because he wasn't working. That was a long time ago. Because, you know, pretty much the whole relationship, he wasn't working.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Yeah.
I mean, he had little
He's
side
working now.
jobs. Yeah, he's working now. Little side jobs here and there, you know, but nothing up to her standards, I call it. She expected him to,
Stripper standards?
yeah, I don't know what stripper standards are, but,
Assumptions.
oh, well, I mean, according to her standards and what I've heard from people, she was the type that wanted to be with somebody who had a lot of money to take care of her, where she could just kind of live that life and she could just kind of do what she wanted.
Katrina is allowed to project her worldview, that she's responsible and Shannon was reckless. Detectives don't interrupt. This narrative shows motive without accusation. People often justify their actions by painting others as deserving of consequences. This rationale can be used to reveal intent or cooperation.
At first, it seemed like he would do anything he could get back with her.
Well,
And then he claimed that he was just like veering off and doing his own thing. And then I seen something on Facebook where he said that she tried messaging him some night where she got into an argument with a male friend at a house party.
okay.
But then he told me he hasn't seen her since before Christmas. So I don't really know what's up there. But I mean, in all the conversations that we've had, I mean, there was talk about, you know, he basically said that she was waiting for the right moment to leave him. She was just, you know, weighing her time and her options.
He wanted her back,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and she kind of wanted to go like, what?
She
She got what she wanted out of Anthony, so what?
this is where it confuses me because there was a bunch of talk about them getting back together. Like, and I do know from what he said, they had broke up for a week, and Anthony had kind of left. But supposedly, she had him over at the house.
Yes.
John. Star and John over at the house.
That's the apartment you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I knew he was there because he literally described the entire apartment to me. And I asked Anthony, I said, is this what the apartment looks like? So that was before I ever went over there.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. And I was like, well, he knows what the apartment looks like. And he's telling me that they were on a couch and they were, kissing and this and that and the third. And supposedly she wanted to have sex with him again and he wouldn't. So it's been on and off with stuff like, he's saying that she wanted to get back with him and she was just waiting for the right moment to leave him. And at one point she was talking about leaving safe with him. And then it was kind of like, well, I'm going to give her space type thing.
Katrina attempts to deflect suspicion onto Shannon's ex, John. The detective listens, but allows the tactic to backfire. Letting the suspect lie without interference gives them room to overextend. The detective can later use contradictions and exaggerated claims as leverage.
So, I would have to literally go back and all my messages to find everything, but...
Well, John's a strange guy. I don't know. I just wondered if you got the impression that he was waiting on her to come back to him.
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to do something to make that off.
It seems
like he's really interested in her, especially now.
He seemed like, to me, as just, an outsider looking in, it seemed like he did love her. And he was really upset with the fact that she obviously cheated on him. They were engaged when he was locked up. I didn't know that. I've seen pictures of her wearing her wedding stuff. I don't know him that well, so I don't want to kind of put anything on him as a person. But just from the gist I got, he wanted her back. He was kind of waiting around for her to come back, seeing if she was going to leave Anthony. Got upset when she didn't, was like, it's whatever, claimed he was talking to somebody else. It was a lot of back and forth with it.
When you moved on with Anthony, was her stuff still there?
No, she had taken everything. From what I know of, she had taken everything. I don't really know.
Like you were in a clothes there?
No, I don't remember seeing anything.
Well, your dog was there.
Yeah, the dog was there.
In my car.
Yeah, according to what I've been hearing, when she left, she basically told him, can you hold the dog for me? He said, yeah. He said, well, since you're kind of up and leaving, can I use the car just till I get around, so I can get around, try to get some work, this and that. So they had some sort of mutual agreement over the car and the dog. I'm not really sure of all the details, but I just know that they have some sort of mutual agreement.
You know she had another car?
I've heard stories about she had a Toyota. I don't know what kind. Supposedly it was at Klein's.
Well, because she left her car and how she get there.
Yeah, well, supposedly, from what I've heard, she left with some guy.
Some guy we don't know.
Yeah, I do know that.
Well, this is all before you got there.
Yeah. I'm just hearing stories from different people, just little things here and there. I do know that she had a lot of outside clients, I guess you'd call them. I don't know really what they're called, but like she was stripping.
Yeah.
But she had also a lot of clients outside of work that she would work for.
The detectives allow Katrina to speak uninterrupted, encouraging long, rambling narratives about cars, phones, jobs, and relationships. The more Katrina talks, the more inconsistencies she introduces, especially since she's fabricating or twisting parts of the timeline.
And now,
what kind of work? You talking about prostitution here or what?
I don't really know.
Well, she's a stripper, so she's like.
I guess you.
Private dances? Yeah, or too, or I don't understand.
In my opinion, stripping is whoring. So
it's a fine line, but
I just feel
when
like
you say client, I'm like, what's a client?
I just know that she had, how you'd have clients like in a club that you dance for, stuff like that. She also had that stuff outside of work.
So she privately danced on the side?
Yeah, I don't know what else she did. I don't know if it was actually dancing or other things. I didn't get all the details.
I got you.
But I just noticed the clients.
Did Anthony do that with her? Is that how he?
No.
Oh.
No. He told me about it, He didn't go into like straight detail.
Does he normally take her to work?
Yeah,
So he drove her ass to, where was she? Cleveland, Akron, all over the place.
all over the place. Yeah.
So he would drive her all over the state with no license. So he was really taking a chance.
Yeah. And basically he was, it was basically to keep her happy. And, he got, in return, he got, the comfortability of being able to get up and, go drink at the bar. And
And lost the drive along.
yeah,
Especially, I imagine in the middle of the night because they work late.
I heard a couple of stories where she got quite drunk.
Well,
You
kind of understand that. We have to do that.
I just see my problem with it is that I came from a very poor house, but I take care of my brothers when I was little, but I picked myself up. I got myself, through high school. I got myself through college. And my kids a little young, but I did what I had to do. And now I went to school for a certified nurse's aide, and now I do home health aide work. So for me, it's a little hard for me to understand the stripping scenario because it's like, even if you have a hard life, I was just taught that you pick yourself up and you just keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? Like you just do what you have to do to make a good life for yourself. So I guess that's why it's just hard for me to envision that type of life. So I would never do it. I just think it's kind of gross. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest.
So when you get there, Laura's supposed there.
I don't remember if you being
It's their dog and it's her.
Yeah.
Detectives nod, agree, and even commiserate with her judgments of Shannon. This creates a false sense of alliance, leading Katrina to feel safe being candid, even when what she says reveals jealousy, motive, or deeper involvement.
No.
I don't really remember seeing anything.
One thing that John told us, one of the reasons we're, well, here's somebody that talked about this. You're actually the best person to talk about this.
Probably.
There was a phone number you were using at the time, 6460.
Yeah, that's his cell phone. It was like a little minute phone.
Who's up?
That's Anthony's.
Okay.
I don't think it's any longer in service. That was like one of those minute phones, like those line phones. But I mean, I got my phone now, so it's like, but I was using it like temporarily, something.
You were using it.
Yeah.
Before you, she was using it.
Yeah. I do know she was using his phone.
So John was like, well, I used to call it this number, and now when I call it, she's using it.
Well, see, here's the weird thing about that.
Yeah.
Because wait, if he ever called that phone, I never talked to him on it.
No, he didn't say he talked.
That's what I was going to say. I've never talked to him on it.
No, what he said was he normally talked to her.
Oh,
but
right.
One time when he called it, something was different about maybe she had a grieve on her or something. It's a Katrina.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
That's what. So, from our point of view, these girls chairs.
Yeah.
She leaves behind her dog, which everybody says is a babe, which believes what she wants to get. Leaves the car behind, and listen, there was a history, like you said, about clowns. There was another car she left behind.
Yeah.
So she leaves her car, she leaves her dog, but then she leaves his phone, and Anthony's.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Not new girlfriend, but old girlfriend is now bad because now he's the one.
I got
Shannon was using.
Yeah.
And
so it looks weird.
I'll be honest with you, I'm like, oh, adults Anthony's phone.
Yeah.
He just lets whoever looks at the time use it.
Well, John shut her phone off.
They ask open-ended, non-accusatory questions like, what kind of work are you talking about? Or who is using the phone? This prompts the suspect to fill in the blanks with their own assumptions or speculations. Often, in trying to appear helpful, they reveal more than intended.
I do know that.
What phone?
She had a cell phone through him.
Another phone.
Yeah. And it was weird because at one point, he was messaging me, asking me, because I had the i5 at one point. And the i5, it's a phone for retro, like that they sell,
Yeah.
And they had a big promotion going for it. And I told myself, well, I had just gotten mine, and it's a really good phone, blah, blah, blah. I even have the messages for that. And he was talking about getting a new phone. Well, I found out later that he got that phone for her. It wasn't for him. I was just giving him advice because I thought he needed a new phone. He had just gotten out of jail
You got a phone for her.
for stalker, for Shannon.
What do you mean she got a phone also?
No, he got it for her and gave it to her.
Yeah. John did.
Yes. And that phone he also shut off. I have messages in my Facebook where he said he was going to shut her phone off.
Well,
So he shut her phone off on her. I'm guessing maybe because she,
when was those?
I don't have to look. I know when.
Was it before she was missing? Or?
Oh yeah, this was a while ago. I know that. And that's when she, I guess, started using, the little black phone, the little minute phone. So that black phone, that minute phone was never hers technically. You know what I mean?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So I mean,
No,
when my phone was off, I just used that till I got a new one.
when she left with this other guy, was Anthony something about going on? Did he seem like it hurt his feelings or anything? Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't think really. Anthony's, I don't want to put it. Anthony's been through a lot. He lost his best friend back in 2014. His best friend got killed. Corey Craycraft, I'm sure you. So, he doesn't really. I don't know. He's still trying to recover from that. I don't think he lets things get to him anymore. It's like he's so hurt from that he kind of distanced himself from people. And even me and him, it took a lot for me and him to get back where we were because he was so, he shut down.
Reason I'm asking. One of the things that John told us was about this. We got a fire on the south side. Burning some stuff on fire pit. And
I don't know.
Detectives slowly introduce evidence, such as the shared phone, the car, and the burned items, only after Katrina has already offered her version of events. It traps the suspect in contradiction. By not revealing all at once, detectives prevent Katrina from tailoring her story to fit known facts.
there was a guy who was trying to, Anthony,
Okay.
who helped him take some things of hers in a fire pit. In front of a whole bunch of people he don't know, in front of your clothes, which could be interpreted a couple different ways.
Okay.
Could be interpreted one. This was my girlfriend. She left me. She was some guy. Now I got to watch your dog. She gets back to her.
Yeah.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But when I asked Anthony about it, he said it never happened. But I've got like 4 people who watched him do this. And I'm like, why would you not?
I mean, as far as I know, I don't know nothing
If
about
you
that.
have a breakup with your boyfriend, you burn his shit because he loves you. I understand that.
Yeah.
Totally understand that.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
if 10 people, in this case 4 people, tell
Yeah.
me you burn your boyfriend shit, or when I asked you about it, you're like, no, it never happened. Yeah, that gets you thinking. Well,
As far as I know, she just came out her stuff and left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta remember, I was with him for a long time first. Together.
right.
And then the 7 years that me and him, were together, we've never had crazy disagreements, We've had arguments, our share, little
guys don't
tabs. But he's not a violent person. He's never done off the wall stuff where he burns stuff and does this and does that.
Well, he does have a history of arson.
You will,
I've been arrested for arson. So.
Yeah, that was
For a guy,
a long time.
for a guy who burns things up,
No, I
to
got
be
you.
pissed off with an ex-girlfriend and burn her shit.
No, I know
Again,
it looks weird.
Make,
Yeah.
No, again, it makes sense to me. Totally makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Until he says it didn't happen. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, why would 4 people who have no one else in this
Yeah.
tell me something?
I mean, like I said, on my end, as far as I know, nothing was burned. I mean, he usually, me and him were always real close, So, I mean, if he had gotten upset with her and done something like that, she would have told me, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have.
When Katrina insists Arturo wasn't vindictive, detectives gently remind her of his past arson charge. This doesn't provoke defensiveness. Instead, it undermines Katrina's credibility subtly, forcing her to reconcile her image of him with known facts.
But I just don't see you doing something like that. I really don't. Because he's not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not conniving, but
Vindictive?
yes, there we go. He's not a vindictive person, you know. It's just kind of like you let stuff go and it is what it is type thing. If you want to leave, you know, if nothing I can do to stop you, you know, it is what it is type thing, you know. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe any of that because,
Well, I'm just trying to figure out.
you know, I know. I just, from what I know,
You know,
he's always been a
we're
good
just
guy.
we're looking into all these different things. We're hearing all these things, and most of it, like the thumb thing,
Yeah.
totally understand. He had a thumb when she was there. She used it. Now you're there. You used it. Now everything's done. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things, even leaving the car because she's done that before. The car was a piece of shit.
It was.
So
I
how long is the
know.
car going to run anyway?
I know it had a block and gasket.
If you're gonna, well, how long is it going to run?
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, if you're going to fight over something, you're going to be a carnage broke tomorrow.
No, and that was the thing. That was the other thing I do know that he did say is that she was going to scrap the car. And he said, well, since you're just going to scrap it, try to just use it. You know what I mean? And then, you know, he got himself into a little bit of trouble where
Yeah.
they got impounded.
Yeah.
And then because, you know, obviously she didn't want the car, you know, we left it there. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I had a blown head
you
gasket.
couldn't get it anyway.
Well, yeah, I know that.
I mean, as you could find her and transfer the title, which you want the car, wouldn't be going to money to transfer probably.
No, it's
One they gassed it.
blown head gasket.
But it was worth it to go down and get the stuff out.
Detectives pretend that Katrina is just someone to talk to, rather than a central figure in the investigation. This lowers her psychological guard. If she doesn't feel like a suspect, she's more likely to speak freely, even carelessly.
Well, I mean, the little bit of stuff that we had in there, like, I don't know, you know, I mean, it was really nothing personal. He wanted really to go down and get his radio out of there. And they wouldn't let him take the radio.
Right.
And he had bought that radio, I guess. So, I mean, the little bit of
He's in stereo and worth one in the car thing.
probably. I mean, you're all like,
You know what else was in the car?
Couple of blankets, but I think they were hers. Trying to think. We took out one blanket, but that was,
Oh, you were old?
yeah.
Oh.
I had to drive my car down because at the time my license was fine. So I had to drive him down there to get like whatever little stuff he had in there. I know he had cologne. I think he had deodorant. I don't really all remember what was in there. Maybe papers.
There was papers years ago. Still.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They're right again.
There's some house in late February, early March.
Oh, okay. There might have been. I don't even really know what was left in there. There's probably a lot of garbage left in there.
Did you happen to notice if you grabbed their direction card?
I don't think so.
So I'm asking
I
this.
just put it over
I asked
there.
everybody this to do it. Throw once. Well, it's been almost more than once. That she's alive.
Me personally, from her history that I heard of, I feel she's probably just out dancing it up somewhere.
Well,
I don't know. Like I said, though, the whole thing,
yeah, she's decided not to.
I mean,
Work it out.
from what the problem is from my point of view, is everything that I see is just from what I heard in pure speculation on my opinion. I didn't know her personally. I didn't know her personal life. You know, I just know what other people have told me is the problem. So, you know, when I talk to John, you know, he tells me, you know, like that whole time, you know, he wants to get back with her. They were talking.
Yeah.
You
That's what
know,
he said.
they're
He said while they were living together, he talked to you.
yeah. And then, you know, I'm just assuming, I mean, I guess it's just from me and him being together, you know, I would send him to the car, or to the store with my car. You know, he would send me to the store with his car. It was just,
Yeah, nothing happens.
you know. So, I mean, I'm assuming that while they lived together, I mean, yeah, she might have went to the store a couple times here and there. I know, of course, he's going to go shopping, you know, too. She's asleep and he's hungry. Of course, he's going to go to the store and get food. I mean, it's just like a common sense thing. I know I would. And she go get food, you know, you're hungry.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
The detective suddenly asks, "Do you think Anthony killed her?" and then observes Katrina's nonverbal reaction, specifically noting a hard swallow and change in demeanor. That question is a shock, breaking the rhythm of her guarded narrative. The detective then calls attention to her physical tell, adding pressure by letting her know she's being read.
And I'll tell you why. Because I've known him a very long time, and I've never once seen a violent side to him. Ever. Like, I just never have. Like, it's never been like that between us, I guess.
You know,
I don't know. I mean, that's just me, though.
people do things when you're saying things, and it's funny because they do things and you're like, wow. And it's sometimes it's very subtle and it's hard to get a read on people.
Yeah.
Other times it's like a punch in the face. And when I just asked you that, you swallowed hard, like you were choking something down. Well, I was like, holy crap. I've had people literally have talked to them when I ask them a question to do this. And you're like, you know, you hear about these kind of things, you know, like playing.
No, I just.
Some things are like so, but I asked you that and I was like, man, make my blood run cold.
No, I mean, just to me, it just, I don't know. I mean, it's just a weird question for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Because,
you were expecting.
well,
It's not like,
it's
not like people are going to ask you every day a question like that.
After building rapport, the detective pivots into a subtle moral provocation. That question made my blood run cold. This reintroduces emotional gravity to a suspect who has remained cold. The moral mirror makes Katrina feel judged, not legally, but ethically.
He live here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, if you're his probation officer, yes, he lives here. Well, if you're a detective looking for a missing girl that might be dead, then no, he doesn't live here.
Oh, no, his mom, let me tell you about his mom. His mom is straight. As far as I know, his mom's straightforward.
Yeah, she's straightforward.
No, she's straightforward.
But I mean, you know, if you do this long enough, you know, even when you knock on the door and the kid answers the door,
Yeah.
is Anthony here? And they're like, let me get my mom. What's that mean?
Yeah. No, I mean,
There's
I
a lot of
get
little
it.
weird things here that
I get it.
seem like.
I mean, here's the thing. If he needs to switch his address over to the apartment, you know, of course, he can. You know
It's
what I
kind of
mean?
like when I asked you, where do you live?
Yeah.
And what did you say?
My mail goes to my mom's, but I'm staying there.
When
Yeah.
I said, where do you live?
Yeah. Technically.
You don't live in Whipple.
No.
Okay.
I guess, yeah. It's like technically I don't live there, but my mail goes there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just like, and I did that also because at the time
So
I didn't.
who here is a spy?
What do you mean?
A secret agent. I mean, it's like, what are we talking? Are you James Bond here? I don't.
All right. Well,
You're
the
not James
only,
Bond. I'm just asking where you live.
the only reason
You know what I mean?
I was always funny about, you know, I don't tell people that I lived there because I thought someone didn't know that I was actually living there.
Okay.
You know, and I didn't. Anthony I didn't want him to get in any trouble. He, you know, moved me in to help me out.
I'm
Only
not,
a one-bedroom apartment.
I'm
You know
not
what I
the
mean?
landlord police.
It just like that's the thing, like
I'm
you
not the
know,
landlord police. I'm here because I'm looking for a girl. And
yeah.
When I ask
But to
people,
answer your question
when I ask
about
people where
that,
they live and what the phone number is, I'm actually looking for real information. Not well, my landlord or not. I don't want my probation officer to know that I really don't live there. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, he's violated
Okay.
from day one. From the minute he lied about where he lived, he violated.
Well, to
So at any
answer
time we wanted, we can.
answer your
Well, right off the
question
road,
like
yeah.
fully, you know, to answer your question fully,
Yeah.
yes, my mail does go to my mom's. But
Okay.
yes, I do stay over there on morning average. You know,
That's fine.
I just like I said,
These are those things like
I didn't want the landlord.
This
to
is
know,
one of those
so-
things like
it's all
4 grown-ups
yeah.
watched you burn somebody's stuff.
The detective brings up 4 adult witnesses who saw Shannon's belongings being burned, and contrasts this with Arturo's denial. Instead of accusing Katrina, the detective makes her face the contradiction herself. Why would multiple people lie about this?
Your ex-girlfriend, which happens. Totally understandable until you say I didn't know. That's one of those things.
Yeah. No, on that end, no, on that end, I will tell you.
Said that, screw that bitch. She left me and I had to pin the right. I'm bringing her shit up. Totally understand.
Now, on that end, I will tell you that's something that you would have to, like I said, go over with him about.
How's that makes the show? Did he bring her shit up?
I don't know that he did. That's the problem.
Okay.
I have.
Well, what I'm saying is, how does it make you feel that 4 grown-ups who
I mean,
have no state connectedness?
I don't know who these 4 grown-ups are. You know, I don't know what their opinion of the situation is.
Well, it's
I don't know.
We're not talking about opinions.
Well, I'm just
Because
saying, I don't know if they were
opinions
friends with
screw-
her.
Opinions screw things up.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is facts.
I mean, I don't know if they were friends of hers, you know? I don't really know details is a problem. I'm a very literate person. Like, I have to know.
Is there any of what I'm telling you right here? Just saying this bother you? Give you cause to think about what's going on here and what might happen in the situation that your kids are in?
I mean, I feel bad that she's missing, of course, because it's never good for somebody to
No,
go
it's
missing.
not.
It's never good for
And let's
somebody
be
to go
clear
missing.
here. She might just be missing.
You know,
She could just be missing because she's the kind of girl that was a dancer and God knows what else and disappeared from them.
if you're asking me if I think Anthony had anything to do with it, no. Because,
So you don't believe she's dead, and you don't believe if she is dead, you would have it.
if she is, I don't think she would have anything to do with it. Just because,
How about true?
I don't know. I don't know him that well. I know only what he's told me. And like the Latimer, her, and other ex-hers, I only know what people have told me. See what I'm saying? So like, I can't make an opinion or a fact-based anything on that because I don't know them personally. If I knew them personally and I had facts, I'd say, well, this, and this, and then make a decision.
Well, so back to this. He's running around with her. He doesn't think much of their relationship.
Yeah.
They
were together for almost 3 years, I think. Or true.
I'm talking about
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Anthony's with her, and Anthony doesn't want to take much of it. So much so that while he's living with her at her place, he slides over to see you.
I mean, it was technically there was their both on the lease.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry.
And while they were sharing their apartment,
Yeah.
he was seeing you.
You're meeting up.
Okay.
After, like I said, I think they were together 4 or 5 months
Okay.
before.
And admittedly, he didn't think much of their relationship. It was just a fun thing for him.
Yeah.
Which I guess,
I feel it was
hey,
good.
listen, people are free to do what they want. Ain't like anybody's married here.
I
and
feel
then
it
when
was a
it does,
convenience thing for both of them. Like I told you before.
So he slides over there, and meantime, you're having your problems, and you end up in there with him. He ends up with her car, her dog, direction card, looks like. And a bunch of people who were friends of his even. And that's the other thing. We're talking about, we don't know about these people that saw whatever they saw. Well, they're his friends.
Okay.
So his friends are saying, yeah, he brought her down.
Well,
It's kind of like, yeah, I really got to wonder, like, okay, what I'm afraid might have happened here? Honestly, okay, one connected enough. What do you think I'm afraid happened?
from what you're saying and from what you're telling me, you're afraid that Anthony insulted you. Or true.
I think Anthony may have cleared the way to get you back.
The detective outlines a possible motive. Arturo cleared the way to get Katrina back. He lets this theory hang in the room, implicating her by association. Even if she didn't physically harm Shannon, the theory suggests her presence, jealousy, or encouragement may have influenced Arturo's actions.
Just by getting rid of her, and then he still got all her shit. Because the timing on this is like right there.
No, here's the thing with anybody that he used to hang around with. When I do know when him and Star got together, not many people were very fond of her.
No, nobody has a pretty good opinion of her.
So basically everybody was upset with China just fucking left. I know bought a clown's house.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I don't know how many of these people are actually his true friends or not. You know what I mean?
Well, friend enough to help him carry the shit over and friend enough to live in the fire pit.
I mean, I just, like I said, I don't.
Friend enough that you would be worried.
When it comes
Someone's not like this and trying to punch you.
when it comes to that area, that's just something you have to discuss with him.
That's the part is,
That's just one thing that I don't know anything about is a problem.
what I'm saying is, I'm a little worried that maybe in case to get you back.
I mean, I see where you're coming
from. You have
from.
your problems too.
No, I mean, I see where you're coming from.
I mean, when that place in Boardman didn't work out, what were you planning?
Well, I mean, I also had family I could stay with.
Yeah. Well,
if I needed to, I could stay with my mom.
You can go over there and now she's got a house.
The detective expresses understanding. People do dumb stuff to win back someone they love. Then floats. Maybe he cleared the way to get you back. This aligns Katrina emotionally with Arturo, creating space for her to rationalize or justify what happened, possibly leading to admissions or implicating statements. In Katrina Layton's interrogation, detectives masterfully allowed her to talk herself into a web of contradictions. Though she denied involvement in Shannon Graves' death, her detailed knowledge, lack of empathy, and subtle tells, like physical reactions and timeline inconsistencies, betrayed deeper complicity. By gradually shifting her from witness to suspect, confronting her with indirect evidence, and observing her body language under pressure, detectives build a psychological profile of someone who helped conceal a crime. Her admissions about using Shannon's belongings, knowing intimate details, and covering for Arturo Novoa provide enough circumstantial evidence to support obstruction and tampering charges, strengthening the case for conviction.
Really apologize for everything that I was involved in. Anything, it just wasn't okay.
Right now at 6, a woman involved in the brutal murder of Shannon Graves will spend the next 18 years behind bars. Today in court, Katrina Layton apologized for her actions. For the victim's family, it's been 3 long years working to get justice. And today, prosecutors had strong words for the woman they say helped get rid of Shannon. Here's First News senior reporter Jerry Ricciuti.
The special prosecutor handling those charged in the murder 3 years ago of Shannon Graves says one of the accused has never shown any remorse for her role in the crime. Katrina Layton sat tearfully in court this afternoon for sentencing on charges of tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and obstruction of justice. Special prosecutor Dan Caceres said while Layton was not responsible for the victim's death, she was deeply involved in trying to conceal the crimes and dispose of the victim's body, calling her the captain of this criminal enterprise.
Can you think of anything more gruesome, more inhumane, more Hitler-like than to go after a person is murdered, cut her arms off, cut her legs off, cut her head off, and then burn her head and torso in sulfuric acid?
Layton's attorney conceded her client was involved in disposing of Shannon's body and took responsibility and now should get credit for that.
Without her participation, they had no knowledge of where this body was chopped up. None. They would not have gotten that but for Katrina Layton.
The victim's stepsister told Judge Anthony D'Onofrio the loss of her younger sibling has left her with symptoms not unlike post-traumatic stress disorder.
The only words to explain how I feel are numb, but in constant pain. Did all of this really happen, or was it a movie I just watched? The stresses of all of it have changed me forever.
Judge D'Onofrio, in sentencing Layton, used words like horrendous, sinister, and disgusting to describe these crimes. He then sentenced Layton to 18 years in prison.
Katrina Layton was sentenced on January 29, 2020, to 18 years in prison for her role in the murder and dismemberment of Shannon Graves. She pleaded guilty to 4 counts of evidence tampering, 3 counts of obstruction of justice, and 1 count of abuse of a corpse.
A new development this noon at a Youngstown woman's death and dismemberment. It's a case First News has been following for years. First News senior reporter Jerry Ricciuti has this part of the story brand new at noon.
Chelsea, the only person to date who's been charged in the death of Shannon Graves but was not in custody is behind bars this afternoon. Ours was the only camera on the scene as Katrina Layton turned herself in at the Mahoning County Jail late this morning, 3 days after Judge Anthony D'Onofrio reinstated a $20,000 bond against her. She had been released on her own recognizance since pleading guilty to abuse of a corpse and obstruction charges in the death and dismemberment of Shannon Graves back in early 2017. Her body was found stuffed into a freezer several months later. Now, the special prosecutor in this case is expected to argue later this week, now that Layton is behind bars again, that her plea from months ago should be thrown out so she can be re-indicted on murder charges.
Good evening, I'm Dave Sess. A judge sentences a co-defendant in a Youngstown dismemberment case, calling her acts sinister. Katrina Layton will spend the next 18 years in prison. First News senior reporter Jerry Ricciuti was inside court as the victim's family talked about the woman they lost.
The sister of murder victim Shannon Grave used words like sick, twisted, and demonic this afternoon to describe those involved in Shannon's murder. Katrina Layton was back in court this afternoon for sentencing for her role in trying to cover up Shannon's murder almost 3 years ago, including the dismemberment of the victim's body. Earlier this month, Layton pled guilty to charges of tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and obstruction of justice. In court today, Shannon's older sister said she still cannot understand why this all happened.
How can you take part in a murder, beating someone to death, pouring acid over Shannon's face and head, which I'm pretty sure was Katrina's favorite part, having my little sister's dead body tossed into the trunk of her own vehicle?
In court this afternoon, lawyers for both the state and the defense put on elaborate PowerPoint displays in making their cases. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from both of them, as well as more from the victim's sister on how she's been trying to cope with her loss.
Though she denied responsibility for the killing itself, prosecutors successfully argued Layton actively helped conceal the crime, disposing of the body, using Graves' credit cards and vehicle afterward, and misleading investigators. Her sentence reflects the severity of her participation in the cover-up.